Hi everybody, welcome to Chow Time. I'm Spike Spencer and this is my kitchen. That's good coffee. Okay, this has been a long shoot day already and I have done some amazing dishes for you. And today is something that I throw together quite a bit for my family. It's easy to do, it's wide open to interpretation, the flavors are fantastic. It's really not that hard to do. I don't measure like anything, usually. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. So we're gonna make an Asian slaw today. Pretty much the normal stuff you would think about as slaw, right? Whatever. It's what you have in your kitchen. So we're gonna start with that. The first thing I'm going to start off with is cabbage. So I would take a little bit of cabbage, let's say that much, no big deal. And what I want to do, I want to try to keep all of the vegetables kind of long and thin so that they all sort of match. Like a couple of slivers here, like that. So, that's long, and I got some onion that's kind of long. That gives it a texture, so the texture all kind of mixes together. So I'll try that. So that's how wide I've got that. So I will attempt to cut thin, 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 all the way across. Cabbage, obviously, it's kind of hard to get it exactly that way all the way because it's all curly-Q and weird. That's fine. Nobody's grading you, just so you know. There we go. We throw some cabbage into a bowl. Is that hard? No, it's not hard at all. It's so simple. It's just crazy. Love Shack, baby. All right. If any of you understand that reference, obviously you can tell that I am an older fella. Go Gen X, y'all. Go Gen X. I'm going to put some purple onion, and you'll see me talk about purple onion quite a bit. Because I really like purple onions. I think that they give a sweeter balance to things. Now here's a way to cut it. So I've cut it in half and I've taken the part off. Now if I want to get the long thin like that, I'm going to cut it about that width right here. Okay? And that way, now once I've cut this, my long perfect width, then I can come in on the edges and just give it a quick. And now they are all like that. Pretty cool. There. Throw in a little onion. We've got our onions out of the way. Now let's go with some red pepper. I've got a little extra pepper left here from another dish. I want to put some here. A couple of these. I think I'm going to do a show just on how to cut peppers. Oh, I'll put that into the box for the chickens. Yes, I have chickens. I went from living in downtown Los Angeles to Burbank to Australia to the hill country of Texas. It's crazy, isn't it? The way life goes, it's a wild ride. All right, so we're going to cut the pepper with the skin side down just to show you because for some reason that just works a whole lot better than the skin side up because sometimes your knife, even if you say, oh no, it's a sharp knife, sometimes it just slides right off of that skin and we'll cut your ass. And we don't want that. We do not want that. We like light, happy, fun, frivolous. I'm one of those weird people that gets rid of the little base, the little bottom of a bell pepper. It just bothers me for some reason. And I know it's nothing. I could just throw it right in. Nobody would know. But for some reason, I just don't, I don't know. I don't cotton to that sort of thing. There we go. Okay. We got our red pepper cut up. Now, what else do we have? Well, I'll tell you, Johnny, we've got some celery. Okay, celery is great. Let's go with some celery. Now, celery is going to be interesting. I'm going to cut the celery at an angle so that we get some really nice, long strips. So let me show you, like this. So I cut it like that. So I want to keep the texture similar throughout. And having done a lot of, I learned how to cook literally from, and I've referenced this before, my first cookbook that I ever looked at and learned how to start cooking was Betty Crocker Cooks Chinese. I know, right? Obviously, it wasn't Betty Crocker. I forgot who the author was, but I learned, and that's how I got started. My love affair with Chinese food. I absolutely love. I know it's Americanized Chinese food. I absolutely freaking love it. I got a couple of little carrots. I always have these little petite carrots around because my kids like them, and so you never need a lot of them. You can just cut a couple of them up, and you want to julienne them, or you can cut them in half and then kind of half moon them and do stuff like that. But like I said, I want to keep everything kind of in the same vein, like that. So I'm going to cut all of these up just like that. And this is such a great dish because it really, whenever I'm cooking things, I'm like, everybody's like, so what's for dinner? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, how about if I just make an Asian slaw and I'll cook a fish fillet on top. I'll grill some fish and we'll have that on there. Or I'll sear some scallops with an Asian slaw. Or we'll have some steak with them. Okay. I love cucumbers. I have a video you should take a look at, Tsunamono. I'm going to be doing a cookbook called Eat My Anime. I'm working on that. I just haven't had time to film that and get ahead of things. Because if you don't know anything about me, I've dubbed a lot of anime into English. That's one of the things I'm known for in the world. And I'm very famous in a very small little niche. So I'm going to be doing a Japanese cookbook because I love to cook Japanese. Anyway, so we got some cucumber. I take the skin off of the cucumber. One, it's more visual, depending, but sometimes this cucumber skin can be very, very bitter. I actually have tried to grow cucumbers, and I've had minor success at best. And it's okay. So this one I'm going to have a little bit fatter. So I could make it thinner, but I'm cutting it quite thin. And the thing about cucumbers, if you cut it in those matchstick sort of things, you might have just basically a matchstick of seeds. There's not a lot of seeds in these, so this is a good one. Okay, we have all of our goodies. Now I'm going to do something that now we kind of veer off into different arenas of Asian slaw. I could leave it this way, and I could go, say, Japanese style. I could go Chinese style. I could go Thai style. I could go Vietnamese style. You can go all kinds of different ways. I'm going to add some cilantro, which is going to take us sort of more in the Vietnamese, Vietnamese and Thailand way, which is awesome. And you'll see what I do with the dressing. That's going to be the interesting part. A little bit of cilantro, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Let's see here. Okay. Now we have all of our veggies are done there. I've got some peanuts that I'm going to add at the end. So while I still got my chopping up here, I'm going to go ahead and chop some peanuts up. Because I like to take it, like I say, more in the Thai style with peanuts. I just like the flavor, the sweet with the peanut butter. Actually, we're going to be using. I just find it adds a depth of flavor and umami that I really like. So, and that with the cilantro and the sweetness, I think you'll like it. I think you'll enjoy it. I know I do. What you doing? Cutting peanuts. What are you up to? I don't know. Just hanging out. Cool. All right. We have our chopped peanuts. I'm going to add those at the end as garnish. I don't really want those to be soaking in the dressing that we're going to be making. Okay, let's make the dressing. Everybody go. Okay, I'm going to start off with something you may not be familiar with, miso. This is miso. This is fermented soybean paste. This is the basis for miso soup. Because it's, right there in the title. Miso, dashi, anu. Anyway, there's some. I'm going to take About that much, not a tablespoon. I'll pop that in there. And I want some peanut butter as well, so I'm going to grab that as a base. Don't worry, if you're trying to get like measurements on this, I couldn't even tell you what it is. I'm going to put like a tablespoon, let's say, roughly. Because I test as I go. This is the part as you start your cooking journey, as you go, you kind of learn the idea of sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami, all those flavors and how they work together. And you say, oh, it's a little salty. Maybe I need to make it a little sweeter or add a little bit of lemon juice or some sort of citrus. Who knows? For me, I know this is going to be my base, and I'm going to use mirin. Now, if you don't know what mirin is, mirin. It is a sweet cooking rice wine. It's more Japanese. It's kind of a fermented. It's very interesting. I'm going to make some myself, but I'm going to put a good amount there. And then everything else, I want the sweetness and the umami from the miso paste, and everything else is going to be added on to it. For example, a little bit of rice wine vinegar. I want a little bit of pop to that. Not much, just a little bit. I want some sesame oil that is going to add some good depth of toasty flavor, and a little bit of soy sauce. Just a little bit. Don't want too much. All right, now I need a whisk. Hello, got a whisk. All right, let's start moving that around because I want it to be thick enough to coat everything. And moving peanut butter and miso around, it takes a minute, but you want to get it incorporated. And then you can add different things, different flavors once you get the base down. Once I get it all incorporated, which is happening now, as you can see. And you can always make a bunch of this ahead of time. I can make a really, really big batch of this and just freeze some of it, but put it in the fridge and just have it ready to go. It's not hard to make. And it's better than buying a lot of the prepared stuff. Some of it is just awful junk in there, and you don't know what it is. But this, at least I know I've got some organic peanuts in there. I've got some good... The mirin, I'm not too sure about. That's why I want to make some of my own. So I try to get the best stuff for my family. Yeah, I stick a finger in there and we go... Oh, hell yeah. That is really good. I really don't need anything. Wow, that's some good pop. All right. Now, you could, if you want to make this spicy... there's all kinds of Asian spicy gochujang and srirachas and things like that. I won't do that because my family doesn't really like spicy all that much. So I'm not going to mess with that. But what we'll do now, we just want to incorporate the dressing into the slaw. Duh. Here's the thing. And I've said this in another video. I'm reading James Beard Practice of Cooking and Habits and whatever I got the name of it is. It's right over there. I can't see it though. And he talks about using your hands for everything, from adding vinaigrettes and dressings and batters and all that. And so I'm doing that more and more often now so I can get a really good feel for the food. So I recommend that you do that too. Start using your hands more. Just wash them up, make sure they're clean, and go in for it. So I'm going to take a little bit of this dressing that we just made. I'm not going to put all of it. I'll put a little bit in here. That's good. And let's see. You want it to coat everything. You do not want it to drown it. You don't want to drench it. You just want to feel that it's all in there. It's all around. I can see it. I can feel it. I want a little bit more. Not much. There we go. See, and that little bit I can save for another side later, because if you put it all... When you put a slaw together, you need to eat it fairly quick because the vegetables will start soaking up all that good stuff, and then they become soggy, nasty. You don't want that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Ooh! Wow. Oh, damn. Okay. Yep. We nailed it. Okay. Let me put some of this in here. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. A couple other things you could add in here that I think would be wonderful. and sometimes I do, I would add water chestnuts or some daikon radish in there. You know, so experiment with some new things, something you haven't used before. Go give it a shot. Daikon is great. I love daikon. I love sweet pickled daikon. It's absolutely wonderful. You could even do the sweet pickled daikon in here. You could add some different pickled items in here if you wanted to. What else? There's another thing I was going to say. Pickled daikon, cilantro. Great. Let's finish off with some peanuts. So a little bit on top there. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic Asian slaw. It is an excellent side dish for all kinds of meats. If you need something to eat real fast and get it put together, just whip it up and it is done. These flavors pop and they are so wonderful. Try it. Mirin, miso, just those two. You could stop there. You just kind of have to judge how much, because the miso is very salty and the mirin is sweet, but it's also got a depth of flavor to it. So it might be a little too much. You might want to add a little honey to sweeten it, lighten that sweeten. But then you add a little bit of the acidity of the vinegar and sesame oil and tamari, soy sauce. And you put all that together and it's just absolutely wonderful. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been Chow Time. I am Spike Spencer. Watch these videos. I got some great ones picked out for you, and have a great day, and let's eat.